I spent 2 years of my life there around the NDR radio and playing all over Hamburg. These were some of the musicians that I played with. In fact, the drummer that's on the album, Heinz Liesches, he played my very first gig with me in Hamburg in a club that used to be the Top 10 club where the Beatles played. The only difference was there was like 5 people at our gig. One of my missions was to feature the great playing of my good friend Lutz, and he's been a member of the NDR Bigband for 10 years. And I did a lot of cool gigs with him, and he was a really great angel to me when I was living in Hamburg. He really, saved me from some situations a few times, and I love the way he plays. I wanted to go over there and feature Lutz. I just couldn't believe that a player of this caliber who plays with a big band, reads every type of music and does broadcasts every day. He could make a record every day. But at that point, he didn't really have his own CD, So I decided I'm going to feature this guy. This guy can be a world saxophone star. So that was one of the things I wanted to do. And also Heinz was my main man there. He'd always been there for me for the drums, and a very busy drummer. So those were the 2 cats that I had in mind that I was going to do with him. But I wanted to have 2 horns. There's a first album I did with no guitar on it, All my records are sans the bass player because I cover the bass lines on the organ. That's one of my specialties. But this is kind of a brave new world for me to do an album with no guitar. I love the dynamics of the sound, the ensemble sound of 2 horns, organ, and drums. And it brings the spirit to me of the old Crusaders, the Jazz Crusaders, the Cannonball Adderley Quintet, because it sounds like a quintet because there's actually 4 of us, but we sound like a quintet. I gotta say that when people don't notice it, then I'm doing my job, Because my job is to be the bass player and really play so it doesn't sound like organ bass, so it sounds like a real bass player. That's what I try to do. I do that for a few different reasons. One of them is because it's just more practical. It's more economical. You know, I travel a lot. A bass player. I love the sound of the bass. When I put on a record, the very first thing I focus in on and listen to is the bass, because I'm also, in effect, the bass player. You know. For my money as a band leader, I would rather put my dough on a featured soloist, like a hot-shot trumpet player, or because I always work with some great tenor saxophonists. Tenor sax and the organ is just like soup and sandwich, you know. It blends so well, you know. And I've been fortunate because saxophonists have always enjoyed playing with me, backing them, you know. And so I like to feature the organ sound, but not for very long, you know. I'm the cat, I'm the cake, and everybody's the icing. I wanted to make music that wouldn't offend anybody and targeted the older, more sophisticated listener, but also to bring in some people who normally wouldn't be jazz fans per se. So I took the music right down the middle of the road, and we did some very relaxing ballads, some of my favorite ballads that I was always inspired by the John Coltrane Ballads album that he did with Johnny Hartman. So I selected those tunes like Easy Living and My One and Only Love. I wanted to take a stab at Hoagie Carmichael's Skylark, and that was a very risky tune for me to play. But Lutz nailed it, man. I was just so happy. I think that's actually maybe one of the most radio playable tunes on the entire record. Beautiful tune. The first time I really heard that tune done, I was at the memorial for Nesui Erdogan. One of the acts that came up and played was Sylvia Sims, an old torch singer from way back, man. And she had the great rhythm section backing her up with some of the modern jazz quartet, Ron Carter on bass, you know. And she did Skylark. She said this was one of Nasui's favorite tunes. And I heard that tune, and it kind of haunted me. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and sliding down the road with me. This is Jon Hammond, who's been keeping you company with Jon Hammond's Afternoon Slide on KYCY and KYOU 1550 AM. Bye-bye now, everybody, and happy holidays.
Wow, man. Yeah, what a gas, man. Sounds like a big band to me.